Welcome to my live stream. It used to be Modwain's House of Fun, and then we changed it into Modwain Addresses Something or Other. And today, Modwain is going to talk about the State of the Union of the United States. And I have to admit, this is the first time that I'm doing a topic that I've absolutely been unable to get anyone to join me with this one, which is amazing because to me, it's a very important little topic. And well, I'm not really going to start just yet, so I'm going to give people time to join in the chat. At this point, there's only me and Ludicrous there. Hi there, Ludicrous, by the way. I have to admit, I was a little bit amazed by the State of the Union, though. So much that I hope that I'm going to be able to give it the time that it deserves. No, I'm not going to address the whole State of the Union. I'm going to use clips out of the State of the Union. And obviously, I'm more than interested to hear what people are thinking about it. But considering I'm here alone, I'll probably only give my opinion. It's going to be difficult to give the opinion of someone else. Some things I will have to say, though. I'm pretty sure that this is happening through every State of the Union, that the president picks a few people that he thinks are inspirational for the country. And in this one, for example, he had a police officer that got shot in the line of duty, getting through operations to make himself better. A girl that survived cancer and basically tried to get people to donate money to help cancer research and cancer treatments. Ancient warriors of the Second World War, 3 of them, people who were liberated during the Second World War. Lots of inspirational people that Donald Trump got in there. I'm pretty sure that this is true for all of the presidents in the past. If you can bring in someone that could be an inspiration for the rest of the world, or at least for the rest of your country, I'm pretty sure all the presidents did this too. And I have to admit, I'm not American, so I wasn't that much interested in the State of the Union. The reason why I am interested in the State of the Union is because of the painful evidence it gives us of the divide and conquer tactics being used by the virtue signaling Democrats. And you will see what I mean, and I will point that out. So, yeah, considering that there's only you and me, I mean, is there anyone else watching? Well, there's 4 people watching, but I only see Ludicrous, and I know I'm one of them, so that means that there are 2 people watching that I don't know who they are. And I needed to cough, sorry. But I do like to thank you for joining, and I'd like to bid you a good evening or good morning, wherever you are. And if you have questions or responses, Davey, lurking Davey. Hi there, Davey. If you have questions or things you want to ask, be my guest. If you want to join the live stream, let me know, because all things considering, there's a massive number of me and no one else. Anyway, so I was hoping to be able to show you pieces of the State of the Union, but I haven't checked everything, so I need to test this out anyway. And I'm going to do that as follows. Opening that window. This window. And then I'm there. Okay, guys, I hope I'm going to be able to share a piece of the State of the Union. So first I'm going to do this. I'm going to do and that and share. Let me know if you can hear it, by the way, because I'm not sure if I put the sound settings correct. I like those faces, though. I mean, you can really
Over
see
the
that they're.
last 2 years, my administration has moved with urgency and historic speed to confront problems neglected by leaders of both parties over many decades. In just over 2 years since the election, we have launched an unprecedented economic boom, a boom that has rarely been seen before.
Hi there, Anir Tak, by the way. Thank you for letting me know that it sounds good. And one of the things I like to have to admit about Trump is that he has been, or at least he has been trying to be, the president for all Americans, and it becomes very apparent throughout this one. But hi there, John. If you want to join, mate, you're welcome. The same goes for all of you, by the way. The football has only just finished. Oh, okay. But back to what I wanted to say. The one thing I do like is he does try to be a president for all Americans. And he does say, like, okay, for example, he's talking about how the State of the Union was bad when it came to work. But he does say it's because of previous presidents. He's not just blaming Obama. And on that, I have to admit, he's correct. It's not just Obama's fault, because let's be honest, Bush and Clinton, they kind of fucked it up too. John, if you do want to join, well, I did invite a lot of people. So I would like to have Americans on. I did invite a lot of people. I have the precise amount of 0 responses. So yeah, there is that. And Bush Jr. was a disaster. Well, yes, he was. But I'm wondering, looking back on Obama, I'm wondering if Bush Jr. was indeed a disaster, because it seems Obama was way worse. And people kind of like to think that he wasn't a disaster. So there is that. Let's continue, though. He had something to say.
There's been nothing like it. We have created 5.3 million new jobs and, importantly, added 600,000 new manufacturing jobs, something which almost everyone said was impossible to do. But the fact is, we are just getting started.
Well, there is that. Yeah, they are a big country, and yes, they are on the other side of the pond. But I like it. This is his second State of the Union. And, well, he didn't say I'm halfway there. No, I'm just getting started. He's talking about millions of jobs having returned. Bush got rid of the money in the treasury after he got in office by giving the money to the people. I'm not really going to go onto the money part, because let's be honest, yes, under Bush, the deficit grew exponentially. But under Bush, it didn't grow as much as it did under Obama. Under Obama, it nearly doubled. And that's quite a feat, considering he went from 10 to 19 trillion. So anyway, I don't want to defend Bush, nor do I want to bash Obama, because, hey, they've held positions that I didn't. And I mean, let's be honest, Bush was the one guy who was able to I'm sorry. Bush was the one guy who was able to bankrupt an oil company in America with all the subsidies he got. So Bush, I don't feel the need to defend him. I think he's an idiot. But yeah, I have to point out, if we look at the deficit of America, it went worse under Obama. What was the next bit that I wanted to show you? Where are you? Here you are. See, if I had other people, they could now talk to you, and up. I could do this in the meantime. Was Enron from Bush? I didn't think so. He had an oil company, though, didn't he? Well, I haven't got the name right in front of me, so I wouldn't be sure. Let's be honest about that. Anyway, part 2 of the incredible State of the Union.
Recorded.
I have to look. You have to keep looking at Nancy Pelosi's face, though. It's really amazing. The disdain sometimes from that face. It's beyond. Well, yeah, Enron did happen under Bush.
With disabilities has also reached an all-time low.
Okay, these are the Democratic women that all came dressed in white because apparently that's a statement. I love it because a lot of people were making the jokes like, how the fuck did you do this? Are you trying to bring back the KKK? Obviously, they're not dressed like the KKK, but I do like the joke. What I do, however, find interesting is that the president just talked about how there never have been so many people at work in America now as ever before. And he talks about blacks, Hispanics, the disabled. Every of those groups has gone up. And they're sitting there like, yeah, fuck that. I mean, yeah, if the Democrats keep up the hatred, they will give Trump an avenue into the third term. Davey, I hate to say you might be right, even though a second term is the only one he can have. There might actually be people out there saying, you know what, never a Democrat. Who knows, though?
More people are working now than at any time in the history of our country. 157 million people at work.
I just said that. Sorry. I spoiled it.
We passed a massive tax cut for working families and doubled the child tax credit.
Look at that face of Nancy Pelosi. I mean, honestly, you'd think she'd heard something terrible. And he would be old. I don't know. How old is Clinton? And she still thinks about running in 2020. Might be a little bit painful for her, though. I mean, did you see that sigh of Pelosi? I'm going to see if I can bring it back really fast. Come on, you. Dreadful I am with this. Here, I think it was here. Look at that sigh. Oh yeah, I love the smirk. Well, he's a white supremacist now. All he needs is a mega hat and be like, what, how much younger? For fuck's sake, yes. But then again, I can understand Pence being satisfied. Obviously, he was part of the whole thing. But, oh, sorry. Come back here, you. Where are you? I'm sorry for me fucking it up like this. Stop presenting. I need to move you to the next bit. But yeah, no, I mean, it's... Oh yeah, we're going to get to Bernie in a moment as well. I mean... I haven't got any funny music, though. I'm sorry. But it's amazing. I mean... You'd think these people would be satisfied that their country is doing well, but it is the Never Trumper parody, I guess. I mean, they can't be happy that the country is doing well, because if they're happy that the country is doing well, they have to admit Trump is doing a good job, and you can't be doing that now, can you? Well, she's got a stick up her ass, that's for sure. Okay, let's continue to the next part.
Companies are coming back to our country in large numbers.
Remember how Obama said that that would never happen? Companies couldn't come back because reasons. I can't really know what the reasons are, though. But they are coming back. And she looks so happy about that. Hi there, Nick.
Thanks to our historic reductions in taxes and regulations. And we have unleashed a revolution in American energy. The United States is now the #1 producer of oil and natural gas anywhere in the world.
Now, if that's not something to be proud of, and I'm not saying this is Trump's work, because I doubt that it is, but America at this point in time is more than energy sufficient. They're more than self-reliant. They are a net exporter. Now, this is amazing. Well, Nick, if you want to join in and talk with me, because I was supposed to have a bunch of people here, but the amount of people that are here is a little underwhelming. Well, there is me, so that's good. Let me see if anyone else already has. Nope, no one. Yeah, that's just me then. So, Nick, if you want to join, mate, you are welcome to come and talk with me on the greatness that is the idiocy of the American politics. Let's see what else you have to say here. I mean, come on. Is she asleep? I mean, seriously. Count Dankula TV status. It's the part about USA never being socialist. Yeah, we'll get there, mate. I'm not quite sure what the Count Dankula part has to do with it. But yeah, Trump did say America will never be a socialistic country. And yeah, that you should have seen. We'll get to that later. I'm pretty sure it's one of the things I marked out. Let me know when you're ready, though, Nick. See, there's lots of people standing and applauding, and I can understand people. Oh, sorry. I can understand people standing there and applauding. It doesn't really mean something. I mean, you know you're on national television, so yeah, you're going to applaud. Oh, I didn't show this part. Silly me. Yeah, my bad. My bad. I'm not going to, though. You've heard it. It's good enough. But it's kind of funny. If you look at the Democrats sitting, and some Democrats obviously stand and applaud as well. But because some people will stand up and applaud anyway because they know the cameras might be trained on them. But then there are Democrats that, I mean, they're scowling, they're sitting, they're clearly underwhelmed. They don't like to approach the whole situation in any way of positive terms. I mean, it's Trump, therefore it must be bad. So if he talks about how he did something great, well, yeah, no, that's a good reason for me to sit down and scowl. I hope I can show you guys this bit. Here, come here, come here. See, it would have been so much easier if someone else would have been here with me so that they could have talked to you. Anyway.
Companies are coming back to our country in large numbers.
I think I did this one already.
Historic reductions in taxes and regulations.
Yeah, I did this one already. Sorry. And I know why. Stupid me. Opa, this should be better.
We are a net exporter of energy.
And look at this area here. These are the white dressed House representatives, because obviously the Democrats thought being dressed in white would be a good idea. Look at them. Most of the time you will see them sitting still. There is, of course, one period in the whole thing they won't, and I will come back to that one. It's so beautiful. It's stupid.
After 24 months of rapid progress, our economy is the envy of the world. Our military is the most powerful on earth by far. And America
Yeah, sorry, that was my bad. Did you at least hear the guy clapping and etc.? I was making a point, but unfortunately I forgot I had turned off my microphone for a second. I'm going to go forward. No, it was my fault. Sorry, guys.
The state of our union is strong.
No, the technical problem was me. Look at the beautiful people sitting still. It's almost as if they're not talking about the country they are part of. It's almost as if you're going to say, well, the enemy, he raised his army, but yeah.
That sounds so good. Our country is vibrant and our economy is thriving like never before.
Yes, I'm sorry, mate.
On Friday, it was announced that we added another 304,000 jobs last month alone, almost double the number expected.
See, this guy realized, oh, wait, the camera could be turned on me, so I better start clapping. I mean, he at least has some semblance of awareness. But most of those white women, and no, not white as in skin color, dressed in white, obviously. Like these. I mean, we still can't see our mother. I am so incredibly stupid. That's all right, though. Going back a little bit again. I'm sorry, I'm messing up badly today. Oh.
The United States is now the #1 producer of oil and natural gas anywhere in the world.
I mean, look at this woman. Now, apparently she's writing on something, or she's playing Sudoku for all I know. But they're talking about something that America is actually doing. This is good for America. They don't care. They're only there because they have to be, apparently.
And now, for the first time in 65 years, We are a net exporter of energy.
Yeah, that is true, Davey. That is true.
After 24 months of rapid progress, our economy is the envy of the world. Our military is the most powerful on earth by far. And America is again winning each and every day. Members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
Look at Pelosi. The state of our union is strong. And she's sitting there like, no, that's not good. That's not good. I mean, yeah, okay, people are working, and we are a net energy exporter, and unemployment is down, and there are other things, good numbers, but no, that's not good. Seriously, I can't understand how damaged your country must be. I'm going to stop presenting for the time being. How damaged your country must be if you have a politician that will blatantly act like this. To be fair to Pelosi, it's not good for her. I don't know. If she would have celebrated along with Trump, then she could have at least rode along on the coattails. But this is. She can't stop smiling too easy, though, because she's in that chair. Well, I mean, I thought that's the position of the how do you call it? Minority leader. Then again, I don't know. I mean, I'm not American, so I could be, obviously I could be wrong. But it's amazing how her and the other white bloc, yeah, I know, black bloc, white bloc, whatever. It's amazing that they House. I thought. Yeah, she's the House majority leader. I thought minority, but they have the majority. I'm sorry. And because of that, she has a semblance of importance. But then if she hears that the House and the Congress, the Senate, should be satisfied because the state of America, the state of the Union is strong, she's like, no. I chopped up Trump's UN address to make a YV. Like his comment about rejecting globalism and being unashamedly pro our sovereignty. Yeah, I agree with that one, Anitak. He's one of the people Trump is one of the people that wants to reinstate the idea of nationalism. Now, not ethno-nationalism, not white nationalism, but nationalism. And the funny thing is, yesterday I had an interesting interview I saw where someone was saying, like, okay, what we're seeing happening now in America is basically a repeating of steps of something that we saw in Italy like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when people were also getting upset with the standard politicians. So they created a new strongman politician. Well, he created himself, obviously, which was Berlusconi. Now, I don't think Trump and Berlusconi have anything the same, but you could argue that Trump, too, is a strongman politician. And it's an argument I'm willing to accept. Could even be true. And I hope indeed that the actions of Trump will create more movement. I mean, if we look in Europe, Poland is standing up against the European Union. Italy is standing up against the European Union. Great Britain is standing up against the European Union. Poland is standing up against the United Nations. Hungary is standing up against the United Nations. Austria is standing up against the United Nations. Italy is standing up against the United Nations. America is standing up against the United Nations. We are seeing pushback against the globalists. This, obviously, I think, is a good thing. Yeah, they got rid of Berlusconi and the UN stuck in Mario Monti, which is, funny enough, one of the reasons why the five-star party has been growing as strong as it did. Let's continue with the State of the Union, though.
An economic miracle is taking place in the United States, and the only thing that can stop it are foolish wars, politics, or ridiculous partisan investigations.
And you know he's talking about her. And how do you know? She knows he's talking about her. Foolish partisan investigations. People seem to agree with him, though. But look at these people. Yeah, they're talking about you. It's amazing.
If there is going to be peace and legislation, there cannot be war and investigation. It just doesn't work that way.
Now, the thing is, did I show it this time? Oh, for fuck's sake, I didn't show it again. I'm going to show it. My bad. I'm really good at this. Fucking hell. Yeah, no, my bad. See, it's so much easier when I have someone here that talks with me, so because then he can talk and I can do this. But now I'm fucking up again.
An economic miracle is
But look at the face of Pelosi.
States, and the only thing that can stop it are foolish wars, politics, or ridiculous partisan investigations.
Yep, she knows he's talking about her. And he.
If there is going to be peace and legislation, there cannot be war and investigation. It just doesn't work that way.
Now, I'm going to say, I understand that they investigated Trump, whether they was justified or not. You know, they thought about collusion, fair enough, investigated. They did. They found nothing. So they investigate again. They found nothing. And again, they found nothing. At this point in time, the investigation into Trump is nothing more than a repeat of moves. It's amazing that it's still being allowed to continue. I'm surprised that the Supreme Court didn't stand up and say, you know what? We've been here. We've done that. Can we now please move on? Talking about moving on, I'm going to go forward a bit in time. And then I'm going to try and show you another bit of the State of the Union. By the way, you may have noticed that I didn't show all the good people he pointed out that were there. As I said at the beginning, a girl surviving cancer, soldiers, etc., etc., etc. Everyone that Mueller has been indicted for crimes that occur after the probe began. Well, yeah, that's the funny thing, because they can't find anything before the probe. The probe itself was based on a fake dossier. I forgot the name of it. I can't remember the name. I'm sorry. Pretty sure one of you probably does know the name, though. I want to say Iron something, but it's not, most likely not that. Steele, that is it. The Steele dossier. Thank you, Ludicrous Leprechaun. I was close with Iron. I know I was. I would like to probe the investigators with a large stick. Yeah, sure. I'm not in favor of violence. Anyway, let's move on a little bit. See, this time you have viewers again.
Welcome home. Now, Republicans and Democrats must join forces again to confront an urgent national crisis. Congress has 10 days left to pass a bill that will fund our government, protect our homeland, and secure our very dangerous southern border. Now is the time for Congress to show the world that America is committed to ending illegal immigration and putting the ruthless coyotes, cartels, drug dealers, and human traffickers out of business.
Now, you'd think that this would be a no-brainer. I mean, of course you want to put the human traffickers and the drug smugglers out of business, right? But apparently there are people in America that kind of feel different. I can't understand it. Oh, this is funny, by the way. She is a Californian senator, if I'm not mistaken. This is funny because I think he's going to address California.
As we speak, large organized caravans are on the march to the United States. We have just heard that Mexican cities, in order to remove the illegal immigrants from their communities, are getting trucks and buses to bring them up.
Now, I see this guy shaking his head, but I'm not sure. Is he shaking his head like, yeah, it's terrible that this is happening? Or how dare the president step up against this sort of behavior? Now, considering the place he's sitting, I'm going to think he is anti-Trump. So Trump must be bad for doing this. Imagine how corrupt must you be as a public, how do you call it? Public servant. Yeah, servant is the word, I guess. That you're complaining or feel negative about the person defending your country for the only reason that it's him. Not because of what he does, but because it's him. It's amazing to me that these people are still allowed to work for the government.
To our country in areas where there is little border protection. I have ordered another 3,750 troops to our southern border to prepare for this tremendous onslaught. This is a moral issue. The lawless state of our southern border is a threat to the safety, security, and financial well-being of all America. We have a moral duty to create an immigration system that protects the lives and jobs of our citizens. This includes our obligation to the millions of immigrants living here today who followed the rules and respected our laws. Legal immigrants enrich our nation and strengthen our society in countless ways.
Hi there, Toxic. And yes, you are, but that's okay. I'm addressing the State of the Union, it seems, because I'm alone. I'm going to stop sharing the screen again, and I'm going to make the next bit stand ready. But it's amazing. If you look at these people, these politicians, they are negative. You can see it dripping from their faces. They're upset about all of these things Trump shows or claims success in. And it makes me wonder. I mean, that they are not happy about Trump being effective. Yeah, sure, shit like that happens, but I can't understand how the American people haven't stood up and basically said, you know what? We're done with these politicians. I mean, I can understand people voting for idiots like Ocasio-Cortez, because as dumb as she is, she hasn't done anything as stupid as these politicians do. I mean, scowling because the president just talks about how successful the country is. Negative faces because they have the lowest unemployment in recorded history. It's and I don't mind that they don't like the president, but how can you not like your country doing well? That's the one thing that. Anyway, moving on to the next bit. Before I do that, I'm going to check real fast if anyone said something. Nope. Okay. This again. Night Watch is a book of Terry Pratchett, and I think Kios Custodiet Ipsos Custodes means who watches the watches, or who watches the watchmen, or who watches the guards, or who guards the guards, or something like that. Anywho, did I have it right, Davey? But Night Watch, book of Terry Pratchett, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Night Watch Man, can't remember. Brilliant book, though. But yeah, back to the State of the Union.
Between our ports of entry. In the past, most of the people in this room voted for a wall, but the proper wall never got built. I will get it built.
Now you can see the whole, well, half of the room rising instantly. Even people who claimed that they weren't really in favor of him, this is something most people can get behind.
This is a smart, strategic, see-through steel barrier, not just a simple concrete wall. It will be deployed in the areas identified by the border agents as having the greatest need. And these agents will tell you where walls go.
Sleep well, John. Sorry that you couldn't make it today, mate. See you next time.
Up, illegal crossings go way, way down.
Now, I like this part. He's going to talk about how the wall actually works.
San Diego used to have the most illegal border crossings in our country. In response, a strong security wall was put in place. This powerful barrier almost completely ended illegal crossings. The border city of El Paso, Texas, used to have extremely high rates of violent crime, one of the highest in the entire country, and considered one of our nation's most dangerous cities. Now, immediately upon its building, with a powerful barrier in place, El Paso is one of the safest cities in our country. Simply put, walls work and walls save lives.
Again, look at the white block sitting still. They don't like it. They don't like it at all. Oh, hey, look,
So
they see me.
Work together, compromise, and reach a deal that will truly make America safe. As we work to defend our people's safety, we must also ensure our economic resurgence continues at a rapid pace. No one has benefited more from our thriving economy than women, who have filled 58% of the newly created jobs last year.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing again. But it's amazing. I keep repeating myself, I know. But I can't understand. I don't. It's almost, I can't believe it. I'm going to show you this bit, though. Because we've talked about the women dressed in white, the Democratic House wenches. Thank you for the word wench. I was looking for it, Arnie Tuck. Thank you very much. But they're sitting still and they're scowling and they're unhappy. But look at what happens when he talks about, well, basically women and how good women are contributing, etc., etc. And I mustn't forget to this, right? Now look at what happens when they talk about them.
Most dangerous cities. Now, immediately upon its building, with a powerful barrier.
Oh, didn't I move it right? Come on. See, that's the thing. Trying to do everything. 38.9. Here, okay.
Most dangerous cities. Now, immediately upon its building, with a powerful barrier in place, El Paso is one of the safest
I'm sorry, guys.
cities.
I know I showed this place, but I think
simply put, walls work and walls save lives.
I probably wrote down the wrong starting point of the next bit, but it should be close to here. We've seen this part. I'm sorry.
So let's work together, compromise, and reach a deal that will truly make America safe. As we work to defend our people's safety, we must also ensure our economic resurgence continues at a rapid pace. No one has benefited more from our thriving economy than women, who have filled 58% of the newly created jobs last year.
Identity politics. Women have done great. But now look at the white bloc. Yes, you are one of those women. Oh, wait, they're talking about us. Get up. Yeah, we have to applaud. Bloody fucking idiots. So everything was bad, but he said, oh, but women are doing well. And now all of a sudden, yay, look at us. Woo! Can you imagine this sort of hypocrisy? But now listen.
You weren't supposed to do that. Thank you very much.
I have to admit,
you very much.
You weren't supposed to do that. I'm sorry. How is that not the most epic burn? It's brilliant. They've been scowling, and now he talks about how women are doing well. Oh, wait, we're women. Wee! Identity politics. Woohoo! It's it's painful, but it gets worse.
All Americans can be proud that we have more women in the workforce than ever before.
Yes, yes, yes. Go and stand up. Now you have to, for fuck's sake. Oh, bloody well. I mean, like puppets on a string, for fuck's sake.
Don't sit yet. You're going to like this. And exactly 1 century after Congress passed the constitutional amendment giving women the right to vote. We also have more women serving in Congress than at any time before.
And, oh, yeah, no, you have to stand up now. You have to stand up now. Don't they get it? They're complaining about everything he has done so far. But this, oh, brilliant. Oh, look at that. But this is identity politics to a teeth. Everything was bad, but now it's about women. Oh, women good. Women good. They even got these women to shout USA. Yeah, he does play them like a puppeteer. I mean, none of these women have an American symbol, by the way. Don't you? It's amazing. He plays them like puppets. And I mean, Nancy Pelosi is actually telling them to stand up. Wow. They simply can't see how incredible, terrible they are. I have to admit, I just got a warning from Hangout on Air. My Hangout will be blocked if I keep broadcasting PBS NewsHour. So I guess I'm going to stop with broadcasting them. And I'm going to check with you guys. I said I stop. I'm going to stop. I thought that this all would fall under how do you call it? Fair use. But apparently not. Fuck them. Yeah, we can also continue. I mean, if they do kick me off, it's not that big of a deal for me. Then there is one more thing that I do want to bring up. Yeah, I think it's fair use too, but you know what? Fuck them. I'm going to do one more thing. There were 3 more things that I wanted to show you, but there's one more thing I definitely... No, I don't care for it, Strike Davey. In all fairness, if I look at the amount of subscribers I have on YouTube, my YouTube account is bigger than my Cocoscope and my BitChute. If I look at my BitChute and Cocoscope activity, people viewing my videos, I'm more popular there than I'm here. And you could be right, Arnie Tuck, but as you also said, that's annoying. So I'm not going to do that. I've been failing with the whole video showing thing anyway. So, but there is one more thing that I want to bring forth that I'm pretty sure is going to turn some heads. Yeah, I could. Or I could do this. Wait a second. I could do something else. Transparency, transform, flip. Go on then. Is aha! I can always do this. I think I am. Okay, now I have to do this again. And I'm going to do it anyway. Well, let's see what happens. If they're going to kick me, if I'm suddenly gone, people, then it's YouTube doesn't want me to show you the State of the Union. That's amazing. I'm going to share this one, but it might not recognize it now because it's flipped.
There could be no greater contrast to the beautiful image of a mother holding her infant child than the chilling displays our nation saw in recent days. lawmakers in New York cheered with delight upon the passage of legislation that would allow a baby to be ripped from the mother's womb moments from birth. These are living, feeling, beautiful babies who will never get the chance to share their love and their dreams with the world. And then we had the case of the governor of Virginia, where he stated he would execute a baby after birth. To defend the dignity of every person, I am asking Congress to pass legislation to prohibit the late-term abortion of children who can feel pain in the mother's womb.
And again, now they're on the other side, but look at the white bloc. They're not happy. What, are you going to tell me I haven't the right to kill my unborn child? It's amazing. And look at these people. Yes, most of them are Republicans, I know, but how is this a democracy, a democratic Republican thing? How is this a divide? Now, I'm not great against abortion. I think there are a time and a place, etc., etc. Yeah, I did. Sorry, mate. I'll not do it again, Nick. I'll not do it again. And hi there, Juz. And the rest of the gang is just me today. Changing the speed would have been possible too, but again, if my channel gets dropped by YouTube, that would be a shame, but my life will go on. But yeah, no, third trimester abortion, to actually accept this, it's amazing. And indeed, the what is it? Governor of Virginia was talking about how even after birth, they would put the baby aside and then talk with the mother about it. They are talking about killing human beings. This is no longer an abortion. I mean, anything before the end of the first trimester, I can somewhat understand. I'm not 100% in favor of it, but I can somewhat understand. But a viable baby, I don't want to be rude, but during the third trimester, you are viable. You might need some help, but you are viable. You are a living human being. And they're actually talking about killing them. Talking about it. Virginia and New York accepted laws about this. To me, I am happy that Trump is going to go like, yeah, okay. We're going to go against those rules. We're going to say that this is no longer acceptable. And to me, it's amazing. It's downright amazing that any government needs to tell their citizens, you know what? It's not okay to kill your children. Because that's what we're talking about. Yeah, you can just, if you want. Do I have you on Twitter? Can't remember where I have you. Do I have you on Skype? No, not Skype. What's it called? Shazam. There you are, right? Yeah, that's the Shazam is you. Anyone else want to join, by the way? You are welcome. I think I sent you the link over Discord, Juz. You know, I was thinking of making an abortion vid on my channel about letting... I think I sent you the link over Discord, Juz. No, I got it. You know, thank you. Making an abortion vid on my channel about letting... I think I sent you the link over Discord, Juz. Are you sure you got it, mate?
Yeah, no, I got it. I'm here. I just forgot to mute the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I noticed.
So I missed the beginning, but the part that I got, are they really thinking of passing this kind of crap?
They already have.
They already have.
1 second. Nick, do I have you on Twitter or something? Because I can send you a link, and then if you have Hangout, you can join. But yeah, no, I mean, New York and I think the state of Virginia have... fuck it. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do something stupid.
Come
I
on.
posted the link. I posted the link in the chat. So if you want to join in. Nick, you're welcome to click. Anyone else is too, to be honest. I mean, we're not that crowded. But yeah, no, the state of New York and the state of Virginia both have accepted laws to give third-term abortion. So yeah, it's a real thing now. Colorado too. I thought, well, yeah, there you go. And it's beyond stupid. Now I know people always like to think, haha, rapist must be men. Yeah, you know what? It's not true, but let's pretend it is. But if we're talking about infanticide, it must be women. And unfortunately, that is true. And I wasn't even going to count abortion till now. But if you're going to allow abortion in the third trimester, I'm sorry. I can understand in the first trimester, yeah, you know what? It's not really that much of a life yet. I'm still against it as a form of birth control, but I can at least somewhat understand it.
I mean, there were talks about this years ago, and it didn't pass, and I'm surprised it passed this time. But they said for abortion, a time count abortion was kind of allowed, not accepted, under certain circumstances. What this is going on, this is not even producing circumstances. They're saying all flat out loud, this is how it's going to be. And okay, let's do it. I mean, of course, the guy in Virginia, he's nuts. Yeah, I can't agree with him on anything whatsoever.
But it's not even the one in Virginia. I mean, New York accepted third trimester abortion. It just, I'm sorry, but
yeah, I'm
worse
really,
than that.
I'm talking this thread over here too, and yeah, I mean, New York, Colorado, and some other states, all of them are up to 9 months. It's not viable if you count on human rights and all the what'd you say, the emotional part of all this stuff. Forget about this part of the human being. Let's talk about the emotional part. It's hard. It's devastating. Some people just don't get over it. And yet you want to make an emotional decision a law. How the hell does that even work?
Anyway, what did you want to say, Nick?
I was going to say it's worse than just third trimester. It's in some states clear up to the moment of birth.
Yeah, but third trimester is up to the moment of birth.
Well, that's what I mean, though. That's an understatement. It's not just as though it's in the last months of pregnancy. It's literally at the last moment of pregnancy.
Yeah, which is outright murder.
I mean, we're talking about a kid that already has all his limbs, has a brain, has a conscience, is already thinking. Just because it can't communicate, we're going to disregard it, and that's it. You know, people call me a monster. What the hell you call these kind of people?
Yeah, well, most monsters are humans, if not all. But I'm glad. I'm actually glad, because I didn't think this would be an option, because I don't understand American politics that much. But I'm glad.
Americans don't understand American politics.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I'm glad that the president is actually talking about how he wants to make legislation to make this impossible. And it's funny, because they were talking about how Trump and Kavanaugh, oh no, they would repeal Roe versus Wade. Both Trump and Kavanaugh have most of the times, several times, have they declared not to go against Roe versus Wade. It's the law of the land. But now they're giving them ammunition to go against abortion like this. They're going to limit abortion. I hope they will, because in all fairness, the main reason for a person to die in America at this point in time, the main cause of death is abortion. More people, kids, die because of abortion than all of the other things combined. Well, not all, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course.
More than any one thing is what you mean.
Yeah.
But the worst part of the abortion is they're dying, they're getting killed, and not even by a bad choice. They're not even old enough to make a bad choice. They're not even making a choice, period. Somebody decided for them. That is one of the worst case scenarios of any human society, is someone choosing for you.
I don't understand this. I can't wrap my head around it. And it's, at the same time, I'm glad to see Donald Trump saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to try to get the Senate to pass a bill to stop this. And I'm happy that he does, and I hope he's going to be able to. But if you look at the Democrats, they're just sitting there and scowling. How dare he talk about this as if it were a problem? I don't get this.
Oh, and what's bizarre is even most pro-choice people oppose this.
Yeah, because it's beyond ludicrous. Sorry, ludicrous.
But
this is stupid, and I'm not in favor of abortion to be used as birth control. I mean, I'm not against abortion. There are situations where I can understand abortion, but there is no possible explanation to do an abortion in the third or second, in all fairness, trimester. Well, no, in second trimester there is still the possibility of how do you call it? That you can get toxified. You can get how do you call it? Poisoned by your offspring. It happens sometimes.
yes.
Very, very few times. I mean,
Again, circumstances.
yeah. Now, if there is a medical circumstance, sure. But I'm sorry. Yeah, the woman might be unstable.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Toxoplasmosis.
Yeah, thanks, mate. But to say, yeah, but I mean, if a woman is unstable, yeah, she could decide to have abortion at their 9th month. I don't want to be rude. When my wife gave birth to our son, and I know I'm way too late for that. I should have done that long before that, when we were younger. But okay, that was my stupidity. When she gave birth to our son, one of the midwives that came actually talked to her, especially in the beginning. She said, whenever the baby cries and it gets to you too much, walk out of the room, close the door. If that's not enough, walk out of the house, close the door. The baby can keep shouting in her room for a while. Don't worry about it. But don't stay there when you're getting upset, because you might do stupid stuff. This is advice a midwife is giving to a new mother. So they know that women can do stupid stuff when it comes towards babies. I'm not saying all women do. Most women luckily don't. But there is a risk. And now we're going to tell these women, but you know what? At 9 months, you don't want it? It's gone. How the fuck?
That's, again, this will sound like a joke, but I'm serious. Pregnant women are not entirely mentally stable. So making that last-minute decision while giving birth doesn't sound like a really brilliant policy.
But it's also unfair to the women.
Yeah, well, that's...
And yeah, Anitak, a lot of stuff is going on. I mean, hormones are raging. Women after birth and before birth are very emotional and therefore somewhat unstable. We know this. This has been documented throughout history. This is why you have people standing next to women during birth and during the first few months of the newborn's life.
Well, yeah, if they're gonna call somebody names, it might as well be you.
It's and in a way, I'm happy that he made this point. Out of the whole State of the Union, the white woman dancing because they heard women are doing so great was a great example of the hypocrisy of the Democrats. And this bit. Out of all of the things he said, this thing was, to me, the most important one. We're going to make laws making sure that this doesn't happen. Not that abortion don't happen, but late-term abortions? Hell no. But Toxic, what's your take on this? Considering you're a woman and a mother and a grandmother, I'm curious what you think. I hope you're still there, by the way. I'm not sure.
But yeah, I mean, go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I was waiting for you there. I was just gonna say, for a second there, I forgot that Toxic is a grandmother. She doesn't look like one.
No, she doesn't. She looks great, but I know she is.
You sure she's a grandma? I seen her. She don't look like nothing like a grandma.
Toxic, say that yourself.
She looks like a mom for a teenage kid. She looks well. She is younger than I am, but you know what I mean.
How old is your oldest grandchild, Toxic?
Isn't she 3? Is that right?
You got a second grandkid coming. Yeah, but how old is the oldest one? I can't remember. She takes care of him from time to time. That's why she often has a problem during my streams.
Yeah, 3 years old. That's what I thought.
Thank you, Nick. Your memory is better than mine.
Yeah, well, she talks about her on Minds. It's a little girl. I remember that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, she talked about it on her Hangouts here as well.
She did mention, but I thought she said kid, not grandkid. So yeah, we got something in common. No, but mine are older.
The thing is, when I look at you, Toxic, when you say I'm anti-abortion, medical only, I'm going to say I'm pro-abortion, medical only. Does that make sense?
I mean, it depends on the scenario you're looking at it. I mean, you say pro, and she says against, or vice versa, whatever you said. But the medical part is the one that catches me. I'm like, I don't know if I'm pro or against the medical one. I would have to debate the cons and pros on the medical part of it, not the decision part.
Yeah, but the thing is, and bear with me on this one, but when we look at how our governments have started to look at divorce, we created a system where men and women can get no-fault divorces. No one is to blame. We're just going to go out of each other's way. This is something that broke the modern family. It really did. Women are the ones mostly filing for no-fault divorces. And then we look at abortion. For the longest time, abortion was illegal. Religiously, even for medical reasons, abortion was a no-no. I agree with abortion for medical reasons. But now we have no-fault abortions. If a woman wants an abortion, she can have one. And the only limit we had was that it had to be in the first trimester. But now even that limitation has been taken away. And if you then tell them why, you will always get the same thing. Yeah, but rape victims. Now, I'm not in favor of aborting, even in cases of rape. I'm not blindly in favor of aborting. Doesn't mean I'm going to say no, but I think rape victims need help. And sometimes giving birth to the child can be a good thing. Sometimes. obviously. If not, then to me, that's a medical reason. But I can't find a single medical reason to abort a child after 6 months.
Well, no, there isn't one. There have been doctors commenting on that. There are literally no reasons.
I mean, we can do pre-op operations, preborn operations, when they're still in the womb, to help remedy certain birth defects before they are born. So you can get the option, okay, your child has this and this problem. It's not a big deal. We can fix it. You'll never see it again. Your child will be born with it, but it will be already treated. Your child will have a normal life. We can do this already. So why the hell the abortion thing? Yeah, and gender selection abortion is a terrible thing. I mean, I don't know where that ever came from. Well, I know they have it in China because they were only allowed to have one child. But
yeah, but there's different. There's a population control, so they provide to the family means necessary to stop having another one. You know, by every now and then there's an accident, just like every other country has. You know, use a condom. There's an accident. There's a kid, but they help the population continue living and protecting them at the same time. The United States doesn't do that. The United States has no protection whatsoever in any kind of a form of either way, either by, you know, immaculate concept, which Americans believe in that crap, and some South American countries too. Dating under the age, dating over the age, dating without permission, dating with permission, young adults dating, married couples. Nobody is thinking of the consequences of any of their decisions whatsoever. There's no parents guiding their kids. There's no government guiding the couples. There's no psychological help. There's nothing to make people think of any consequences whatsoever. Ever on any of these points.
Anyway, guys, I'll be right back. I need a fast bio break. So the two of you, can you keep the stream alive for a few minutes? I'll be right there.
Yeah, Nick is interesting. We got this.
Oh, okay. No pressure, huh?
Nah, you want pressure? During the military. But like I was saying, there is no conscience on these decisions. They procreate, and then after that, they decide what they're going to do.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point to this crazy third trimester abortion law, is to make sure that there are no consequences to any decision anyone makes.
But see, Modwain's right. You can't. Women on the third trimester, and I don't know if you're a parent, Nick.
Oh no, not at all.
Okay, so let me explain to you. On the third trimester, and anybody on this chat, including Tox, will tell you that third trimester men are emotional punch bags. All right, between the third week, the 3 weeks before birth, and the 3 weeks to 2 months after birth. The man is an emotional punch bag, and all he has to do is say, "I'm sorry, yes, honey. What do you need? I'm going away." Those are the magic answers.
Yeah, I know. I've been around pregnant women, even though I don't have kids of my own.
Trust me, they are devastatingly evil on their third trimester. So no women should ever have to make that kind of decision. Not because it would be a bad decision for them, because there already are emotional baggage that is, trust me, dangerous at some point, depending on who you're dating. All right, I got things thrown at me, and I wasn't even part of the conversation. So, having a woman to make a decision of that on the third trimester, it's uncalled for. It's unnecessary. It shouldn't be allowed in the first place. Because they are devastated already. Now they're like, oh no, you know what? I can't do this. I can't do this. let's go to the hospital and get rid of this thing.
Yeah.
Early birth, abortion, whatever decision, it's not. It shouldn't be a decision that they have to make in the first place. They shouldn't have to come back or come down to that point where they make a decision that late in pregnancy.
I'm sorry. I have to clean my desk. I dropped my glass. So I've got cola.
Hopefully you dropped the glass and not the scotch.
No alcohol. I'm sorry. I have sleep apnea, so I can't drink alcohol close to sleeping because that means that I don't have
sleep.
It'll fuck up my breathing.
So I drink coffee before I go to sleep. But
coffee is not a problem. Alcohol is for me.
Yeah. So what's your opinion on that, Nick?
I'm sorry, I lost track of what my opinion on what?
On the thing on the third trimester, why they even thought of having that as a decision. Women should not have to decide something that far.
Yeah, I don't understand the motive for it. I really, truly don't. See, that's like we were saying before. Even most pro-choice people oppose this, and I happen to be pro-choice. I always have been. But this is insanity. This is not pro. It's not a pro-choice stance. It is a pro-abortion stance. It's like they want people to get abortions. And I'll admit, I don't even understand the motive for that.
Well, like I said, way back then, probably before your time, late 70s, 80s, and I think up to the early 90s, it was debated a lot of this in many countries, Europe, the United States, and South America. Some of the countries started debating about early abortion legalities. If it was able to make it legal to have early abortions, but under extreme circumstances. One of the circumstances at the time was a rape victim. A rape victim suddenly got pregnant. Yeah. They wanted to get rid of the problem. They don't want the baby because they reminded the rapist. Whatever the situation was, they were trying to make a law to well, it was always a 50-50. One law to stop it, one law to favor it. It didn't pass either way, as I recall. But the controversy behind it was ridiculous. Yes, there are circumstances that, the baby's father was a drunk, beat her up, and, left her pregnant. That's not really a circumstance because she decided to stay with him. He's getting drunk and beating her up. She earned it. She might not like the results, but she kind of earned it. She walked into the walk away, people.
Well, and what you're talking about, it's the argument that's always made, and I've heard a lot of people say this. It used to be, what about victims of rape and incest? But this isn't for them. There aren't that many of them to account for all this. This is anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This one doesn't have a circumstance. This one has an agenda, which I don't see.
Yeah, it's treating abortion like something you get from a takeout window.
Yes, and that's my biggest problem right now.
But yeah, and I don't seem to encounter anyone who is in favor of this. So yeah, maybe it's just where I'm at, but
it's complicated. I mean, I'm not a baby person. I'm not much of a kids person. My comment when I was, dating my first wife and she asked me about kids, I said, no, kids are great. Add a little bit of ketchup and we're all set. And anything between 2 and 6 years old, they taste great. The meat is soft and all that kind of stuff. But that was back then. When when I became a father, one of the things that I realized about kids is between 0 months and 6 months, they exhale the most awful smell on the planet. I left my house. I couldn't stand it. That fabulous baby smell that people talk about that is so gorgeous and stuff.
Yeah.
It makes me sick to my stomach. I couldn't stay. Now, I got the ugliest kid like everybody else. All kids are ugly. There's no such thing as a pretty baby. They're all ugly. They're chubby. They're round. They got these pokey eyes that stare into your soul and like, I'm going to eat it for lunch and crap. And Babies are only beautiful to the eye of the beholder.
Do that.
Yeah, sometimes not even that.
To me, all kids are ugly. My kid was ugly. My nephews are ugly. My nieces are ugly. My grandkids are ugly. They're all ugly. When they were born, they're all ugly.
Nah, mine one looks pretty amazing, to be honest.
But like I said, eye of the beholder. Parents should be the first ones to say their kid is the cutest thing. Their mother said their kid is the cutest thing. I said, whatever that thing is going to grow up and be mine. But abortion, it's not a thing. Am I in favor of abortion? Can't really say yes. I can't really say no. I'm more on a wall in this case because I'm not a woman.
Well,
a man should never decide abortion.
Yeah.
He might decide that he wants the kid to live, he wants to raise the kid, but not the other way around.
No, I agree with that. He shouldn't decide that he's not allowed to be born. But I do think that a father should have say in whether his kid gets born.
Yes, a saying. Yes, a saying, it's okay. A decision, no.
Right, I say that sounds good, but I'm not sure how practical it is.
If it was practical, it wouldn't be worth money.
Well, there is that.
The agenda with the government, to me, especially if you're talking about the American government, my point of view, their hidden agenda, it's always about the dollar sign, how much they're making and how much they could make. I might be wrong, but that's my point of view.
No, you could be right as well. But, well, I want to show you, because in the end, Donald Trump talks about how Venezuela is a great example of why socialism is really a bad idea. And I was planning on showing you guys that one, but in all fairness, I think the abortion one is his strongest point. And I could show you how Trump is talking negative about socialism, and then I can show you the face of what's the name? I forgot his name. Sanders. But
Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I don't care about the stupidity of people that believe in Bernie Sanders. I mean, he talks about socialism and he owns 3 houses. How does that go 1-on-1? How don't people recognize that? Yeah, no, this is bullshit.
I don't know. I noticed that a whole hell of a lot of very rich and famous people are socialists. So
yeah,
it may not make sense, but it is very common.
But that's the thing, though. And why are rich people socialist? Because they feel guilty, or they want to make other people think that there is something else going on. I don't understand it. I don't know it. But I do know this. It has to stop. I mean, Venezuela, theoretically speaking, Venezuela is richer than the United States. It has the highest measured oil content in the ground. They have an ecological situation going where they can grow foods the whole year round. They have one of the most, effective environments to grow foods. 1999, Venezuela turns into a socialistic state. 2019, people are dying in the streets in the most literal sense of the way because they are being starved by their government. I mean, you can vote in socialism. Yeah, of course you can vote in socialism, but you can only fight your way out of it. And I don't understand why people still try to deny this is the case, because history has shown this time and again. And Trump mentions it, but yeah, I think I'm going to stop showing his part on the abortion thing. I really hope he comes through, though. I really hope that the American government will make a law for all of the states that, no abortion after 3 months.
I say no abortion after 2 months, but let's start with 3.
Well, yeah, let's start with 3 because I disagree with that. How do you mean, ludicrous? I'm not sure what you're disagreeing with now. You disagree with no abortion after 3 months, or?
Oh, I think he's talking about my conversation with Nick when you were gone.
That's
about whether or not, men should play a role in deciding about the abortion. Is that it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Chris, then, because men should have a say.
No, I'm saying you can't let the man make a decision.
Yeah, but I don't think you can let the woman make a decision on her own either.
Well, I didn't say on their own. I'm saying they should have the biggest part of the decision. They can collaborate and come.
I was curious about that. How you would arrive at the decision? Are they going to vote? The two of them? I know I'm being flippant, but I don't understand how.
No. I agree with you there. I mean, you can't really. This is something you can't really break down in law. But at this point in time, if a woman wants to have an abortion and she is married, by law, she doesn't even have to confer with her husband.
Yeah, you're right. I would agree with you that she should have to speak to her husband. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm not saying she has to speak to her husband. I would say she has to speak with her baby's daddy.
Yeah. Well, some women don't know who that is, so.
Okay. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. If we have a system where a woman can say, okay, I don't want to have this kid because I don't want to be responsible for this kid after it's born. If we think that's a good enough reason, then we also have to accept that a man is allowed to say, I don't want this kid. I don't want to be responsible for it. And we know that that isn't the case, because as soon as a kid is born, a man will be responsible for 18 years.
Yeah.
Discrepancy that I can't live with, even though I'm pro-life. And I mean, my son is born, and if my wife and I ever split up, I want to be part of his life still. I don't want to be the only one responsible, though.
True. I mean, not everybody has to be like me. We split up, and I got the kid. It wasn't a debate. It was my call, my decision, one alone. I decided the kid stays with me. She said no. I said I don't care. She called the judge, and I told the judge the option. And the option was I take the kid. That's option 1. And you got option 1 to choose from. And that was the decision the judge made.
Well, I assume he had reasons to make that choice.
Yeah, her mother was a pain in the butt.
I'm not quite sure that's enough reason, but
the mother thought she was going to get around using the judge to pile up our money off me when I told her that I would pay everything for the kid, and that's exactly what I did. I did give the option, another option for the judge at the time. I told her he can take care of the kid. I will pay everything for the kid. One condition only: as long as the kid lives with her, she can't buy the kid nothing. She can buy the kid food, electricity. If it comes to clothes, school equipment, iPad, computer, phone, whatever that is, I have to buy it. The moment she buys it, the kid is transferred to me. She loses all contact. Everything comes to my decision alone. And I could make that call because I had her mother sign the paper in case she got pregnant. We had a kid. That was the decisions.
Oh.
So it's not like I actually just, walked into the court and told the judge, this is what I want and this is what you're going to do. It was already signed. The judge just had to remind her that she already signed this, and there was 1 or 2 decisions. That was it.
It's
like I said, people say I'm a monster. What do you think of these people?
Well, I'm sorry, but the term monster simply doesn't cover someone who's okay with the third terms abortion. I'm sorry, you're not a monster anymore. Because that you've gone way beyond that one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If people think I'm a monster because what I do, what do you think these people are? Much worse.
Yeah, much worse. There's no comparison.
I won't be surprised if they put an altar for a child sacrifice in the hospitals now.
Well, maybe.
It would get backwards already.
Though I don't really believe in Satanism and all that nonsense. I don't think it's that. But what they are doing, this is postmodernism. They are destroying our society, and they know they are destroying our society. And it's amazing, considering the fact that we've been living under feminism and their influences for more than 50 years. On average, women, on average, are far less happy than they were in the 1950s and 60s. And
Not
men,
because they joined the workforce and found out what kind of crap we lived through.
well, yeah, that. On average, men have raised their happiness. Funny how that goes. We're not the only one that has to suffer now. Women have to suffer with us, and they don't like it. And we seem to be okay with it.
I'm okay with that. I was okay then. I'm okay now.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm pro to new changes as long as it doesn't affect me personally. You want to fight for equality? I'm all in favor. You want to fight for freedom? I'm all in favor.
Well, there's nothing wrong with fighting for equality. Be for equality. I am for equality.
So am I. I mean, you want equal rights on whatever it is. I'm all for it. You want equal rights on workforce? Fantastic. You're in. You want equal rights on pay in workforce? Trust me, I am definitely okay with that too. You want equal rights in military, police force, fire department? I'm okay with that too. And trust me, it wasn't. And I've seen it. So, yeah. There are very little situations that equality doesn't work because people just don't understand equality.
Yeah, it's there is an image that I'm trying to find now, which obviously I can't. Bloody hell!
I mean, I remember back in the time with the military was considered an off grounds for females in the service because they said that women were fragile and they couldn't take the hardships of war or battle or anything like that. And as you can see, we have women soldiers, high-ranking women soldiers, matter of fact, and they're very good at their job. And sometimes they take these things even better than men do. Men are not made of rock. Some of them are made of glass. I served with some of them.
I have to share an image, and I think this image says it all. Talking about abortion. It's not mine. I can't claim ownership of this image. But this says it all. And the first time I saw this cartoon, I'm sorry, I had to cough now, so that's why my sound is a bit crappy. But the first time I saw this cartoon, it actually made me cry over a bit, tear up. Because there is something seriously wrong with our society when we think this is a good idea.
Well, that's the point. It's not a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Anyway.
Trump made that kind of decision. I'm happy. I'm in favor. I don't like him. There's not a damn thing in this planet that make me like Trump.
Well, he's doing
But I can't understand and go for his decisions that he's trying to make.
You can hardly fault him on this one.
Well, I hate him as a person, not as a president.
I don't know him as a person. I know the stuff he said, and I know in 2016 I actually made a video explaining the in-group out-group dichotomy, and I used him as an example, and a negative example. I won't lie.
Well, I didn't think you were going to use him as a positive one, but okay.
Well, I could have, maybe. No, I couldn't back then because, in all fairness, there wasn't much of a positive example in his behavior back then. If I look at him as a president now, I see a lot of positive behavioral things, and I still don't agree with everything the man does. But it's scary that I find myself defending him so often when before he was elected in, even before he was the nominee of the Republican Party, I already spoke out against him. And now I find that I have to defend him. And I don't have to defend him because he needs it, but because of the stupidity that's coming from the other side.
Yeah, which makes you think, how bad is it the other side that you're, supporting Trump? The president, not the person.
I mean, what would we have had in America now if we would not have had Trump?
Oh, we would have had Hillary Clinton, and that would have been nightmarish.
It would have been way worse.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the outcome would have been much worse than it is now.
And they are doing everything they can to make sure that everyone recognizes how fucking dangerous it is to go for the Democrats.
I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I'm that kind of point of view.
Speaking as an American, I mean, I'm not a Republican. I never have been, and I never will be. But the Democrats are the ones who scare me. They are fanatical, almost all of them. Yeah. At this point, they almost have to be. I mean, they know for a fact that the leadership of the Democratic Party cheated them in their own primary election, and yet they remain Democrats. I don't even see how a person can make that decision. You don't got to become a Republican, but vote for anyone else.
But look at the thing about I think it was the Virginia governor, right, on a radio show talking about how abortion was still viable after birth. And the days after that, all of a sudden, photographs surface of the guy wearing blackface.
Yeah, Northam is the man's name.
Yeah, thank you. And the only thing we're talking about is that he had blackface.
Yeah.
Personally, I have a problem with the fact that he is basically advocating for infanticide because, you know what, if the argument is, well, it's in the woman's body, so it's her choice, this is after a successful birth.
Well, and something about that whole issue, if you remove the abortion side of it, I mean, I look at it and I'm like, he was in an embarrassing photograph in his college yearbook. Who cares?
No, it wasn't college. It was way after. It was I think, how do you call it when you're training for dentist? Is that already a university in America?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then it was university, not college.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, it wasn't a small kid anymore.
Yeah, but my point is, though, I don't care about this old photograph.
Yeah,
everything else aside, I wouldn't have cared at all. You know, it's not just that the one doesn't compare.
I wouldn't have cared if he would have done it yesterday.
Yeah. Well, as a governor, I might have. That'd be in pretty poor taste. That'd show him to be an idiot, though. I'm not concerned about the political correctness of it or incorrectness of it.
Yeah, I mean, what do I care? You want to be dressed in a certain way for whatever reason? By all means, go ahead. I don't believe blackface to be the negative thing they are setting it out to be.
No.
But even if it were, you have the right to be offended. I have the right to offend you. Because I can't do anything without offending, and therefore, blah, blah, blah. So, to me, the whole blackface issue is a non-issue. But everyone is talking about that. Not about the fact that he's actually talking about killing a child after it's born.
I can't even say what kind of level of stupidity and bad decision that is.
Yeah, me neither. But no one is talking about that because that's not the issue. Well,
I'm certain this old photograph was dug up by someone who opposes him on the abortion issue, and it worked. But I'm kind of like,
no,
that's still bizarre.
I don't
the
think.
Timing of it makes me think that.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I think, and I could be wrong, but what I think is that it is someone from his own camp. Because let's be honest, it's from his school yearbook. So it was out there already. And no one ever used it?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It showed up now in the wake of the controversy.
And I really think it's showing up now to draw attention away. And apparently it worked, to draw attention away for the fact that he's actually advocating for infanticide. That third-term abortion is actually infanticide.
Oh, it has done that. I think the motive for releasing the photograph, I think someone made a mistake thinking that would just, well, it did hurt his reputation, but
it's kind of funny because Crowder did a piece on it, and he talked to black people in the NAACP and businesses from that area, and he pretends to be a black guy. And he's asking them the fact that he is okay with third-term abortion and after-birth abortion. Is that a reason to stop supporting him? No, it's not. And the blackface photo, is that a reason to stop supporting him? Yeah, man, he should never have done that. This is the stupidity of the people.
Yeah. Crowder did that talking to who? Black business owners?
Black business owners, what did he call it? Black business owners, people, movers and shakers in the community. And he also spoke with someone at the NAACP.
Right. Yeah, my experience is they don't have to be black. They just have to be Democrats to be offended by something like that. He ought to try that again, talking to white Democrats, see what kind of response he gets. I bet it'd be the same thing.
Probably. But the fact that they're okay with infanticide, but not okay with blackface.
Yeah.
I can't put my head around it.
Thank goodness I'm not alone on that one, Mod. Trust me.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if you guys have anything you want to add. No,
I'm good. This is entertaining as always. You always have a good subject, and this one was portrayed and controversial as ever.
I had hoped more people would have joined in the talk, which made the talk a little bit one-sided, obviously.
I think we all need more friends.
Well, for a while there, it made you appear like you were speaking to Trump, and that was just awesome.
Yeah, well, if you would have answered me, that would have been better. No, that would be the...
Nate needs to talk more.
You know, I get that a lot.
See, I get the opposite. I don't shut up. And when I do, I'm quiet for quite a few minutes. But, Mod, like I said, it was controversial as usual. It was a good conversation. We definitely got to continue with some more things like this. And like I said, YouTube normally lets me know when you're up. I was just busy today.
That's no problem, mate.
I showed up late and I looked over. I'm like, where is everybody? Just you, not even John. I'm surprised John's not here.
No, he watched a football game and he was tired afterwards. So he did show up in the chat for a moment.
Yeah.
And I've invited a few other people, but yeah.
I know Toxic, she couldn't join because she probably got her kids and stuff like that going on.
Yeah.
I joined. I'm like, you know what? Let me get in because this conversation is too good to leave it alone. I can't just type. But I'm always glad that I'm welcome to these conversations. I'm always happy that we can have open debate without being prejudiced against anybody's opinion.
Oh yeah, I just appreciate the invite. I think this is the first time I've been on, isn't it?
This is the first time you've been on with me. I don't know with Modwain, but first
Yeah,
time with me.
I thought you were on once before.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember. I don't think so.
Okay, well then I might be wrong, but you're welcome to join next time if you want to.
Oh, well, if have to see when next time is. My schedule is chaotic.
I know that feeling.
I know for Mod is always complicated because he's on the other side of the pond, and for him is much later than it is for us.
Yeah. It's 1:30 a.m.
Yeah, I figured that.
Almost 1:30 a.m. Anyway, guys, I'd like to thank you all for joining us. I'd like to thank the people in the chat, and I hope to see you next time. Toxic to join me here, and Ludicrous, you could have been here, mate. You could have talked with us, not just typed. Anir Tuck, same goes for you. If you guys want to join me one day, let me know. You are more than welcome. It's not just that I want to tell you what to think. I'm interested in what you think. Josh, you want to have some last words?
No, I'm good. I said what I said. Like I said, it was a good conversation. I'm glad I joined. I'm glad I could put in my 2 cents or 5.
Nick, anything you want to shill?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything, and I don't talk too much about myself.
Well, there you have it. In that case, I'd like to thank every one of us for being here and for participating. And I'd like to wish you all a very good day. And I hope to see you all next time. And now I'm going to press the button